Hello, good morning. All right, we just gotta grab the link, put it in all the places. Go ahead and tell me that you're here. Say hello, tell me how you're doing. I was thinking about it yesterday. I've noticed that I sort of start these every day, talking about whatever the weather is outside. Today it's beautiful, bright, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. And I was just laughing because I remembered, like every conversation I would have with my grandmother after she stopped working. Um, we always started with the weather, and we had a very like in-depth conversation about what the weather was like where she was and where it was like where I was. And she would tell me about other family members' weather. And I just thought it was so funny to think about. This is what it's like when you're not working. There's not really much else to talk about other than the weather. So there you go. Wow, we have a bunch of people here. Good morning, Gunica. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Marissa. Hey, Jacqueline. Morning, Mrs. Garcia. Hey, Cindy. So I would ask you all about how the weather is where you are. I think we're all probably too close for that to matter. Hey, Tisha. So there you go. That's my silly story of the day. How's everyone doing today? Did we have a good 3-day weekend? I didn't really do much. I did a lot of, I guess that's not true. I did a lot of yard work. And then I did a bunch of like lesson planning and all that good stuff. Oh, Miss Garcia, it's overcast. Heck, there's literally not a cloud in the sky over here. That's so funny how just like that little bit of difference is so different. Notice that where you live is getting more rain than Mountain House. Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, Jacqueline, it's sunny and bright where I am too. Miss Garcia, you're hoarding all the rain. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with that. I have noticed that since we've been home so much, I am way more affected by the weather in terms of like my mood than I normally am. So I will take the sunshine, and it's fine. You can keep the clouds. Gunica did gardening and baking. Awesome. Dad, 63 and sunny in Tucson, and 77 degrees. Yeah. That sounds beautiful. Except that that desert sun, it is different there, and 77 feels more like 97. Miss Lindsay did do a ton of yard work this weekend, both for her parents and for herself. Danielle helped your mom clean out the backyard. That's awesome. Yeah, the difference between yard work in my house and yard work at my parents' house is the bees. The bees at my parents' house, they're no joke. Yeah, but that's part of the nice thing about it being so sunny out. It's a great time to do a lot of that yard work. It's not getting too hot, so you can get a lot of it done without boiling yourself. But also because it's been a little bit rainy and a little bit cool in the morning, the ground is nice and soft. Baked cookies yesterday. That's awesome. And did a lot of chores. Yeah, that's sort of the spring thing, right? Spring cleaning. Jacqueline's been printing the face shield for the community. So that's awesome. Jacqueline, who have you been able to give them to? Because that's really cool that you're able to use your 3D printer that way. Danielle threw a dance party while cleaning. That's awesome. That's the way to do it, right? You just got to put on, I've found that cleaning is easiest when you have like a time for yourself. So I like to set a timer and play like fun music. And then you just do everything you can in that amount of time. And then it's over. And then you get to clean, and have a dance party. It's a good time. It has been interesting seeing how it's weird to have a 3-day weekend when we're already spending so much time at home. My first priority for really any break is to sit at home. So it's funny how I'm still like excited for a break, even though it's really not much of anything. Oh, Jacqueline, that's awesome. I'm really glad that you're able to do that. That's really cool. So yeah, we got a lot going on. Back to school today. I hope y'all saw that we're having our virtual Spirit Week this week. This week would have been the night rally, so leadership decided to have us do a virtual Spirit Week. So they have dress up days for every day of the week, and they have like the normal social media challenges. So today is PJ Day. I'm not feeling it really. You guys probably won't know this, but I wear real clothes every single day. It's one of my ways that you like sort of keep productive. It's advice that I keep hearing from friends that I have that work from home all the time, is that you just got to get dressed, right? Put on real clothes every day. So I'm not loving PJ Day because then I'm afraid that I'm not going to get anything done. We'll see. You guys know if there's a Spirit Day, I'm gonna do it. So PJs today. I don't remember what the other ones are. I know Thursday is Throwback Thursday, but I don't know how far they want us to throw back. Like, am I wearing like the oldest thing in my closet? Am I going with a like decades theme? I don't know. I don't know what these are. Yeah, and then I just don't remember what any of the other ones are, off the top of my head at least. I know that it's TikTok Tuesday again today. I made the one TikTok, and then I just don't. I'm too old, I think. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I say that I'm too old, and then I see my friend Mr. Campos making these like really cool, fun TikToks, and then I'm like, dang it, maybe I can do it. But Campos is just so much cooler than I am. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe today will be the day that I try that TikTok Tuesday again. All right. So today we're gonna have our Campos is the coolest, Ms. Garcia. Like it. I like to think of it as like, if he can do it, I can do it. But then I realize not the same level of cool. So maybe I can't. I don't know. Don't know unless you try, I suppose. TikTok can be so addicting. Yeah, I have not found that as a old person. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Alicia. Let's see if I can figure out what these other Spirit Days are before I do school or whatever. Leadership doesn't have it posted on their Twitter yet. That's annoying. Wonder if Mr. Feinstein does. I like that. That's a whole nother step. I don't want to. Okay. Alicia, you and your sister have been working on a website to educate teens on COVID-19. That's awesome. Just about like the disease itself, or how to protect yourself, or all of the things. Flattening the curve since teens are staying out so much. Awesome. Man, I was on Twitter trying to look up what the Spirit Days are, and I just see Mr. Campos TikTok. Ugh, so much cooler than me. It's not even funny. Oh, Friday is fancy clothes. Ooh. I don't have any fancy clothes. I don't know. We'll figure something out. So yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun to have a week where we dress up and post our silly pictures and all that good stuff. So yeah, today we're gonna do a poem. We're gonna do a book talk. I have figured out I got to tomorrow's workout clothes. That I can do. Yeah, I'm reminded of how much more just like energized I feel when I get a good workout in the morning. I went for a run yesterday. I did a yoga today. So tomorrow workout clothes, that'll work. I can do that. So yeah, I got a poem, I got a book talk. I went through like my Goodreads for literal years. We're at least 5 years ago. In like books that I've read, but looking through finding the ones that I can find online on Hoopla, so that I'm prepping these book talks in advance, since I really have like run out of books at my house that I can share. I have to just read more. I have a lot of books at my house that I have not read yet. So that's the deal. I gotta read through them faster so that I can book talk the ones that are here. But I got some that are online on Hoopla, so that'll be fun. So today we're going to continue reading the poem that we put together for the sophomores. And so we've read all of the poems from lessons 1 and 2. Today we'll start reading the ones from lesson 3, which are the poems that we're reading like in the lessons today. And then it'll be fun. So today I'm going to do Mirror by Sylvia Plath. And I really like this one. So we're reading it thinking about speaker in poetry. And I really like thinking about mirror in terms of the speaker, because it does some really interesting things with the speaker. Like it changes who the speaker is partway through, or it does it. And I just think that that's super interesting. So I'm going to go through and read the poem, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So, Mirror. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful. The eye of a little god four-cornered. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long, I think it is part of my heart. But it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. Now I am a lake. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning, it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me, she has drowned a young girl, and in me, an old woman rises toward her day after day, like a terrible fish. So I think that one is so interesting, the way that the speaker starts out as a mirror and then as a lake, but it's really all about this reflection, and that by the end, we have this idea of aging, right? That there was a young girl who is no longer there, but an old woman keeps walking forth. And so I just think the way that the poem talks about reflection, it is not cruel, it is only truthful, has just been really interesting. So I hope you all like that one. It's a good one from a pretty classic author. And then tomorrow we'll do the other one from lesson 3, Theme for English B, which is another really fun one to consider speaker. So yeah. Okay, we're going to go into our book talk for today. And this is one that I'm sure some of you have read, but I also think if you haven't read it yet, it's one that a lot of you would like. So we're going to be talking about Divergent by Veronica Roth. And it's a really fun book. If you've seen the movies, I don't know that they're that similar. But the book is really fun. So if you really liked The Hunger Games, Divergent is a great option. Other books that are similar, it's a dystopian series. So there's lots of good, other books. But I like this one. It's a 3-book series, but it also has a lot of like shoot-offs or offshoots, whatever. I haven't read it since middle school. Also love the movies. I didn't love the movies. Also don't love the way the series goes, but I think it's really fun. Oh, Alicia, if you haven't read it, you might really like it. It's a lot. It has a really same feel of The Hunger Games. And for me, the way the series goes, really feels like The Hunger Games to me for both series. I love the first book. The second book is okay. Like I like parts, and then I don't really love the third book, but you got to finish the series or you don't. I'm not your boss. You know what happens in the end. See, possibly unpopular opinion. I like the ending of Divergent. I think it's fine. I'm not mad about it. Or I guess the ending of Allegiant. Is that the third one? I think so. So yeah, if you like dystopian novels, especially dystopian series, this is a pretty good one. You still haven't read it yet, Marissa? Yeah, so it's on Hoopla. I found the audiobook on Hoopla, and then I just looked up Divergent PDF, and the first thing there was a copy of it. So if you're interested, I'll read through the synopsis and like the first page of the book. And then if you're interested, like it's evidently really easy to find. So let me go through the dystopian, or not the dystopian, the synopsis. In Beatrice Pryor's dystopian Chicago, society is divided into 5 factions, each dedicated to the cultivation of a particular virtue: candor, the honest; abnegation, the selfless; dauntless, the brave; amity, the peaceful; and erudite, the intelligent. On an appointed day of every year, all 16-year-olds must select the faction to which they will devote the rest of their lives. For Beatrice, the decision is between staying with her family and being who she really is. She can't have both. So she makes a choice that surprises everyone, including herself. During the highly competitive initiation that follows, Beatrice renames herself Triss and struggles to determine who her friends really are, and where exactly a romance with a sometimes fascinating, sometimes infuriating boy fits into the life she's chosen. But Triss also has a secret, one she's kept hidden from everyone, because she's warned it can mean death. And she discovers a growing conflict that threatens to unravel her seemingly perfect society. She also learns that her secret might help her save those she loves, or it might destroy her. So it's really fun. Yeah, Danielle, life hack. Put the title of the book and PDF into Google. Gives you a few downloadable versions. Sometimes you just have to be a little bit careful. Some of them can be spammy or virusy. So just be careful about, like, you want one that just sort of like pops up as the PDF, not one where you have to download it. But y'all are smart. Use smart like internet common sense. And you can often find them. Sometimes newer books aren't that way, but Divergent was 2011, and here it is. So that's a good way to do it. So let me read a little bit of the beginning, and then we'll talk about it. There is one mirror in my house. It is behind a sliding panel in the hallway upstairs. Our faction allows me to stand in front of it on the second day of every third month, the day my mother cuts my hair. I sit on the stool and my mother stands behind me with the scissors trimming. The strands fall on the floor in a dull blonde ring. When she finishes, she pulls my hair away from my face and twists it into a knot. I note how calm she looks and how focused she is. She is well practiced in the art of losing herself. I can't say the same of myself. I sneak a look at my reflection when she isn't paying attention, not for the sake of vanity, but out of curiosity. A lot can happen to a person's appearance in 3 months. In my reflection, I see a narrow face, wide, round eyes, and a long, thin nose. I still look like a little girl, though sometime in the last few months I turned 16. The other factions celebrate birthdays, but we don't. It would be self-indulgent. There, she says when she pins the knot in place. Her eyes catch mine in the mirror. It is too late to look away, but instead of scolding me, she smiles at our reflection. I frown a little. Why doesn't she reprimand me for staring at myself? So, today is the day, she says. Yes, I reply. Are you nervous? I stare into my own eyes for a moment. Today is the day of the aptitude test that will show me which of the 5 factions I belong in. And tomorrow, at the choosing ceremony, I will decide on a faction. I will decide the rest of my life. I will decide to stay with my family or abandon them. No, I say. The tests don't have to change our choices. Right, she smiles. Let's go eat breakfast. Thank you for cutting my hair. She kisses my cheek and slides the panel over the mirror. I think my mother could be beautiful in a different world. Her body is thin beneath the gray robe. She has high cheekbones and long eyelashes. And when she lets her hair down at night, it hangs in waves over her shoulders. But she must hide that beauty in abnegation. We walk together to the kitchen. On these mornings when my brother makes breakfast and my father's hands skim my hair as he reads the newspaper, and my mother hums as she clears the table. It is on these mornings that I feel guiltiest for wanting to leave them. So that was the first page. It's a really interesting book. It gives this idea of sort of like, what if those personality tests that you take, the Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram or whatever the other tests are, what if that really determined who you were going to be and where you were supposed to be? So they're really, it's a really interesting sort of thought experiment. I really like the first one. Tris makes some really big decisions. She does end up choosing to leave her family. But the way that she makes that choice, I think, is really interesting and thoughtful. So I really recommend it if you're looking for a dystopian book, or even just a book that is like that fast-paced, fun, exciting, twisty, turny. It's a great book to read for that. So there you go. All right. So we got our but I can be on for another minute or two. What questions do we have about school this week, or about our classes or assignments, or I don't know, whatever else you got? We'll take a second for last minute questions, and then we'll head out and start our day. I know I have, I'm sure, a lot of emails to look at. I haven't even checked yet. I'm always a little nervous to check that number. And I know I got a lot of work to grade and feedback to give on those AP thesis statements and all that other stuff that y'all have been working on. I suppose on Friday we actually did an assignment that was more than just a thesis statement, so that'll be fun. We'll get to look at full essay outlines. Let's see how we're doing there. Oh, I do not that number. I do not like it. That's going to take a while to get through. So there you go. If you're waiting on an email from me, that's why. There are a lot in my inbox. It's sort of crazy. I go through and like delete out sort of the junk, the stuff that I know that I definitely don't need to look at like every day. Even on the weekends, I'll go through on my phone real quick and just sort of delete out the spammy stuff. And yet there is always so many. All right. So if we don't have any questions, I will hop off for the day, let you all get started with your schoolwork for the day. I will get to those many, many emails. And I will see you all later. I hope you all have an awesome day. I hope to see you later in our Google Meet class time. But other than that, always remember who you are, what you represent, and to show your Mustang pride. See y'all later.